You're only doing this to me because I'm the lead of Funny Girl and you're just the lowly understudy. You want to make me feel bad because I'm better than you.
Believe it or not, Vin Diesel and Dwayne Johnson couldn't stand each other while recording Fast and Furious.
You're going down, Toretto. I'm right here.
And neither could the main actors of the well-known love from the medieval city of Verona, Italy, Leonardo DiCaprio and Claire Danes. Number 1, Angelina Jolie and Johnny Depp. But who would expect Angelina Jolie and Johnny Depp to turn heads from one another on the set of their 2010 film, The Tourist? Even though chemistry was supposed to be staggering, Angelina was disappointed that Johnny didn't get in better shape for the role and that he didn't even want to cut his hair. Honestly, they asked for too much. Johnny's hair is his image. Even though both of them were eager to work with each other, they didn't get along very well. But what's important is that professionalism prevailed and they only had the best words about one another in public. Number 2, Will Smith and Janet Hubert. But that wasn't the path taken by Will Smith and Janet Hubert. Why did she mysteriously vanish from The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air at the end of Season 3 in 1993? I've been in the business for 10 years and this snotty-nosed punk comes along and gets a show, are the words that got out of Janet's mouth, telling us she's jealous the show isn't all about her. In an interview with an Atlanta radio station in 1993, Will Smith publicly attacked, or should I say responded to Janet saying, "I can say straight up that Janet Hubert wanted the show to be the Aunt Viv of Bel-Air show, because I know she's going to dog me in the press." Later, Janet swore that she would never appear in a reunion episode, saying there will never be a reunion, as I will never do anything with an a-hole like Will Smith. Looks like the two of them never had anything good to say about one another. Janet often referred to Smith as an egomaniac who never grew up and demanded an apology. From this, it seems like Smith was the only reason Janet left the show for good. But if we dive deeper, we find out her main reason was actually the fact she was pregnant and had problems in her home life. On top of that, she claimed her salary was also cut, forcing her to leave. The reunion Janet didn't even want to think about did actually happen in November of 2020. 30 years after shooting the show, Janet was still convinced Will Smith ruined her life, stating, "I hated what you did. I just hated what you did. You took my career away of 30-something years." But in the end, the two figured out they can't go from this world while in quarrel, so they apologized to each other and ironed out their relationship. Number 3, Mariah Carey and Nicki Minaj. But Mariah Carey and Nicki Minaj will arguably never ever iron out their relationship. When the two of them found themselves behind the judge's desk on American Idol, it took them just a few weeks to start throwing absolute F-bombs. Even though it seems the two were getting along, I'd say great, at one point it seemed like things between the two of them couldn't get any worse. Things didn't get any better until one day, Nicki decided to just walk off the stage. Guess it wasn't her day. Number 4, Ariana Grande and Victoria Justice. But did you know what happened when Nickelodeon's popular show Victorious was canceled? Ariana Grande subtly blamed it on Victoria Justice through social media. She stated the only reason Victorious got canceled is because one girl didn't want to do it, referring to Victoria Justice. Ariana also wrote she chose to do a solo tour instead of a cast tour. If we had done a cast tour, Nickelodeon would have ordered another season of Victorious while Sam and Kat filmed simultaneously, but she chose otherwise. I'm sick of this BS. While those were allegedly Ariana's words, in one interview, Justice said, "I don't need to talk about this anymore." But Ariana texted me and we were both like, this is so stupid. And so I think the biggest rumor is just like this whole narrative that was created of like me being jealous of her and us not being friends. So it's up to you to create your own opinion. I'm sure something did happen, but guess we'll never find out exactly what. Number 5, Vin Diesel and Dwayne Johnson. But who'd expect the family to turn heads from one another? Rumors of a feud between Dwayne Johnson and Vin Diesel began back in 2016, when Johnson posted on social media that the behavior of his male co-star left his blood legit boiling. Some conduct themselves as stand-up men and true professionals, while others don't. He said at the time, "The ones that don't are too chicken shit to do anything about it anyway. Candy asses. When you watch this movie next April and it seems like I'm not acting in some of these scenes and my blood is legit boiling, You're right. Johnson did not star in Fast and Furious 9 and later said that he privately told Diesel he would not return for future movies. Sometime later, Vin Diesel publicly asked him to return to the franchise via Instagram in 2021, but Johnson told CNN that Diesel is just trying to manipulate the fans on his side. But on June 1st of 2023, Dwayne tweeted about his comeback to the franchise. "Last summer, Vin and I put all the past behind us. We'll lead with brotherhood and resolve, and always take care of the franchise, characters, and fans that we love." We're happy this feud ended and we got the amazing duo back. Number 6. Leonardo DiCaprio and Claire Danes. And if the fact that beef existed didn't shock you, the next one definitely will. There's a saying that goes, on-screen chemistry does not guarantee on-set camaraderie. And that was exactly the case with Leonardo DiCaprio and Claire Danes on every Romeo plus Juliet set. Since the film premiered in 1996, various reports have alleged that Danes and DiCaprio didn't always see eye to eye, with Danes finding DiCaprio's constant pranking tiresome. You need to understand that DiCaprio is a pure prankster in his daily life and on the sets. He's always trying to pull off pranks. On the sets with Danes, he tried to pull multiple pranks when the cameras were off, and Danes just couldn't stand it. As a result of this, they barely spoke to one another when not filming scenes together. A year after that, Danes was offered the lead female role in the Titanic, but turned it down. Some assume it was because she didn't want to go through the chain of set pranks with DiCaprio. Regardless, two of them spoke very highly of one another prior to recording the film. Once the recording ended, their relationship ended too. Number 7. Dwayne Johnson, Tyrese Gibson. Looks like Dwayne Johnson tends to beef with his co-stars. Here he is, once again beefing with family, and this time it's with Tyrese Gibson. When Johnson joined the Fast and Furious franchise in 2011, fans across the world rejoiced. However, as the former wrestler turned action star's success mounted, so did tensions between him and his castmates, particularly Gibson. Gibson was part of the franchise since the beginning, and he got pretty offended when he heard that Johnson had been selected to star in his own spin-off film, Hobbs and Shaw. He took his complaints to the internet, blasting his co-star for putting himself before the Fast and Furious family. If you move forward with that Hobbs movie, you will have purposely ignored the heart-to-heart moment we had in my Sprinter. I don't want to hear from you until you remember what we talked about, Gibson wrote on his Insta account. Johnson was unbothered, and in the appearance on the Watch What Happens Live, he addressed the situation for the first and last time. I always feel like a beef requires two people to actually jump in it, and it was really one-sided, and he had voiced his opinion a lot on social media. We haven't talked, and I don't see where we would, and to me, there's no need to have a conversation. So guess this time it wasn't Johnson who was wrong, and when you think about it, maybe it was never him. Number 8. Terry Hatcher and Marcia Cross. Besides having issues with accessing wardrobe options to who was allowed to be pictured in the center of a photo shoot, Desperate Housewives had some serious problems. One of them being a quarrel between Terry Hatcher and Marcia Cross. Terry Hatcher reportedly didn't get along with her Desperate Housewives co-stars, particularly Eva Longoria, who called her a loner, but things were even more tense with Marcia Cross. Longoria said that she, Cross, and Felicity were a lot closer because they are just girly girls who like to be in each other's company, but Terry didn't want that. The tension between Terry and the rest of the cast was highlighted in a 2005 Vanity Fair article, which included a disastrous photo shoot and the cover line, "You wouldn't believe what it took just to get this photo." Apparently, an ABC employee told the photo crew, "Whatever you do, do not let Terry go to the wardrobe first, since she usually got the best clothes." However, she was the first to show up for the shoot, and she reached out to the wardrobe stylist days prior to discuss her clothing options. The same employee told the Vanity Fair staff, "This is a problem. I'm getting text messages from Ava. Everything is not fine." Marcia Cross once even stormed off when she caught a glimpse at Hatcher's bathing suit, telling the ABC employee, "Get your fucking ass over here now and do your fucking job." In addition to the wardrobe-induced issues, there was competition over who would be in the middle of the photo. Nicolette Sheridan nabbed that center spot, but Cross and Felicity Huffman could not be seen unless the magazine cover was unfolded. The cast never did a magazine shoot together after that, but the behind-the-scenes drama continued for a while. Messed up relations between them never got any better to this day.